Killerman is a movie starring Liam Hemsworth who launders money for a Russian criminal. Stay tuned to the end though to see what grade this one gets. So without further ado, let's get started. Well, they have to launder the money, and that happens in 3 steps. Step 1 is placement. This step is getting illegally gained cash into the financial system. For the most part, it's depositing this cash into a bank account. But of course, you can't walk into a bank, open an account, and deposit, say, $100,000. Well, at least not anymore. That's just not going to work. So there are a couple of options, and this movie covers one in the next clip. But a common option is to have, say, 15 people each deposit around $6,600 in their account. Then once the money is available to send, they'll send it via wire or Zelle to the main criminal's account. It's pretty straightforward, but for smarter criminals, it'll go through multiple accounts, which leads to step 2, and that is layering. Layering happens when you use multiple transactions to disguise the source of funds. So multiple transfers between bank accounts is an example of layering. Transferring from one account to another and then maybe using those funds to purchase a product or service. The goal is to layer transaction on top of transaction, so eventually you can't find where the money originated from. Once the transactions have been layered enough, then you need to start spending the money. And this leads to step 3, which is the criminal's favorite, integration. Using the money that's been through multiple transfers and integrating it back into society. One of the best ways is by purchasing real estate like condos on Billionaires Row in New York City or even an office building in Wyoming. Criminals also purchase art like a painting by Picasso or Basquiat. Now let's get to the next one.
Good.
It just looks like real gold, like a legit bar, not the ones you see on TV. It's rarely that pristine, but this is more realistic. So what to do when you have a box full of cash? Cash is hard to move and keep track of. Jewelry is much easier. So that's where he goes. They're buying gold from people, probably chains, bracelets, and they'll melt it down. Now you can't use gold to buy something, but you can use cash. So the jeweler gets the cash he needs and Liam Hemsworth gets a gold bar. Much easier than to walk around New York City with a box of cash. Then he goes to a different jeweler and sells the gold and gets a cashier's check in return. Unless he does this regularly, they won't automatically have a cashier's check for the exact amount just sitting under the counter. But that's movie magic. Once he has that, he takes more cash to another jeweler who then gives him another gold bar. Now you may be asking, why doesn't he do all the cash at once to one person? That's because it's unlikely that one jewelry shop, even in the Diamond District, is going to have that much in gold bars just ready to be sold. This part of the movie is realistic because you have to melt down a ton of gold to get one gold bar. To give you an example, a standard gold bar weighs approximately 400 troy ounces and is about 99.5% pure gold. A troy ounce is about 31 grams. So 400 troy ounces is 12,441 grams or 27.4 pounds. A standard 14 karat gold necklace will likely have around 4.7 grams of gold. To get a gold bar that weighs 12,441 grams, the jewelry store would have to melt down around 2,647 14 karat gold necklaces. That's a lot of necklaces, and it's highly unlikely that one jewelry store is going to have more than one bar of gold available to sell after melting down tons of necklaces. This scene, though, shows the first two stages of money laundering. He takes the cash and gets it into the financial system by exchanging the cash for a gold bar. The jeweler can absorb thousands of dollars in cash because, well, it's a jeweler, and they're known for dealing with high amounts of cash. They can mix the dirty money in with their clean money and no one bats an eye. Now let's get to the last clip.
Hey, Unc.
Hey, can you believe this view? You can't make it on those streets. You can't make it anywhere in the world.
So you really gonna buy this building?
We do this right. It will be fully legitimate. Our money mixed with theirs. I'll be working for the city. Congressman Fried is a partner. There is no going back.
Yeah.
So the building he's buying will be a front company. Front companies are used to mix illegal money with legal money. That's why he says our money mixed with theirs. The movie doesn't tell you whether it's a commercial real estate deal or residential. Either way, real estate companies are a great option to set up a front company. I'll give you two ways criminals use real estate to launder money. One happens during construction, and one when the building is ready to rent. If you're constructing a single or three-family house, the easiest way is to work as the general contractor. Many people do this, even those who don't launder money. And you pay your workers in cash. Workers love to get paid in cash, and as a criminal, what better way to get rid of cash than to pay people that are doing work that you actually need to pay them for? Now, if the criminal is building a large residential or even commercial building, then they can still launder, but it'll take a bit more. You'll need multiple construction companies, likely owned by shell companies. Everyone at the construction company can't be paid in cash. But if you have ever known someone who works in construction, just ask them how many people work off the books at the job site. These off-the-book workers get paid in cash, which is a convenient way to move money around. Large-scale projects like office buildings will have contractors and subcontractors, which means more layers and more companies involved, further hiding where the money is going. Plus, construction is an industry where you will see bribes being paid to public officials and the price of materials getting way overinflated. Now, the source of the funding for the project and the cost to execute the project are also hidden, so criminals can inflate the prices to complete a project. Once the building is complete, what if you want to launder money on a consistent basis? See, commercial real estate is much easier than with residential real estate for an ongoing money laundering scheme. The main reason is the price of rent. What you pay in rent as a business is easily 10 times higher than what a family pays for an apartment or a house. So if a criminal wanted to launder through commercial real estate, here's what they would typically do. First, they would create a shell company that's located in a place like the BVI or Cayman Islands. Second, they would hire a nominee director. This is someone who claims to be the owner or director of the company. They conceal the identity of the true owner of the company. Third, they would have the shell company apply for office space in the building. Fourth, once that lease is signed, they'll furnish the place with some basic office furniture. Next, they'll build their website and then post a job on like Indeed or Career Builder or even LinkedIn for a secretary. Then the company can be in almost any industry, really. There will be some work for the secretary to do, so she's not just sitting there all day. But there's not much. Then all they do is collect checks. The overseas company that has illegal funds will send it stateside to the legitimate business. There will be invoices involved, and your expenses are minimal, and you're able to move money on a consistent basis. Then all that's left to do is collect checks. The overseas company that has the illegal money in their account will send the money stateside to the legitimate business to pay for rent. Now, the owner of this commercial real estate, who also is the owner of the illegal company overseas, is able to wash money through the banks and through their real estate by having these people pay rent. There will be invoices involved, and the expenses are, to be honest, minimal. That's it for this movie. If I had to rate the money laundering, I'd give it a B. The movement of cash to gold to a check is realistic. The jewelry industry is under its own scrutiny and anti-money laundering laws, but it still has a good deal of cash flowing through, which makes it easy to disguise a few $10,000 here and there. Definitely give it a shot if you have HBO Max. Not a bad nighttime movie. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Please comment down below if there's any other movies you want me to react or give my input on, and I will see you in the next one.